I started playing bass when I was 13. I started playing piano when I was like 12, and I showed an interest just because, you know, like, it's kind of the thing to do. Like in the church, it's musicians are, you know, everyone looks at or at least at my church, a lot of kids look at the musicians, and so as far as like church and music goes and faith, it's kind of always been a part of who I am. It's kind of never been a separate thing. To me, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. From Hebrews 11:1. What I take that to mean is that the things that I've been working for and hope to get that it's definitely not that are unsure, I'm able to see the evidence in, like, or not see the evidence, but see the result of it. For example, when I went to EMU, there were countless semesters that I did not know whether or not I was going to be here, basically due to money. There were semesters where I was $10,000 in debt, and I basically was either looking at my advisor or to Ken Nafziger saying, hey, I don't know if I'm going to come back next semester because I don't have the funds. And like only a select few people knew, and then miraculously in the beginning of the semester I would see money in my account. Sometimes I didn't know where it came from. It was just like all of a sudden like my debt disappeared, and that was kind of a big faith step for me. I grew up in the church, like from day one. And then when I came here, it was kind of almost felt like it was going to be a break from church because I didn't have to go. Even though this is a Christian university, by this point, like 50% of campus was non-denominational, or non-Mennonite at least. And so it kind of helped me say, all right, if this is what I believe, why do I believe it? And help me focus in on my own personal beliefs. And when I went back to school the next week at gospel choir practice, I did pick up a bass, and I was doing that. I was like, okay, that's cake, I can do that. And a couple weeks later, I ended up, at gospel choir practice again, I was playing, doing that, and it was almost sounding right, but then I broke it down to where it was the exact note I was supposed to play and not just sliding my hand on the bass like a little kid. And from that point, I was like, all right, we good to go now. And then I let my brother hear it, and he said, it was like, yo, Mike, you need to be playing in church. I ended up getting a music scholarship that I didn't apply for because it was honestly too late for me. It was one you had to apply for when you were a freshman, and by that point I was a junior. And it just, when I went to cross cultural, I ended up going on cross cultural with $1,000 in my pocket, and that I couldn't really explain everywhere it came from. And it definitely helped me focus in like that God has my back kind of thing, and I can make it even if I don't know how. Usually, depending on which song I'm playing, if it's a worship song, I'm like usually like a slow song or a praise song, I'm hoping that the notes I'm playing kind of matches with whoever else I'm playing with, that it enhances the spirit and makes it go higher instead of me playing wrong notes, and then they're like, all right, you need to shut up, you know. Well, the main support came from my mom, of course, because, oh, that boy can play, you know, you know how that goes. And so my mom, she was always like, Michael, you need to play. My brother, because he was one of our worship leaders, and so he always wanted someone there who he knew could play the song. And not saying the other guy wasn't good, but he didn't have like an ear for music. And like I said, I grew up in it, so I'd already had the ear for it. And so I was getting a lot of support from him. The only one who wasn't really pushing me to play the bass was probably the kid's mom, because you know that was like the one thing he did in church, and I didn't want to take that job from him. So I kind of listened to her in a sense of not pushing to play in church unless he wasn't playing. I encourage people who are coming up to do that, just because it's something to like get them comfortable in front of people, you know. And then if it's with like a faith-based or just spiritual or anything, with music, it's kind of like a way for you to praise God or just connect with people. I mean, the first time I sung in front of somebody was on the track bus in high school, you know, and that's when people started saying, oh, hey, Michael, like really noticing me. So I encourage, like, if they're shy, you know, hey, go ahead and sing something. You won't be shy no more. Like, people want to look for you to be like, hey, you need to sing. Or if you play bass or you play piano or any kind of instrument, you know, it encourages them to kind of step out of their shells.